Hi, I'm Ken DeMora. I'm an attorney at DeMora Smith. Today I'm going to talk with you about a Massachusetts statute that went into effect on October 1st, 2018, adding new requirements and limitations to non-compete agreements. Massachusetts courts have recognized an employer's ability to restrict employees from competing for a reasonable period of time in order to protect their legitimate business interests, like their goodwill. The length of the non-compete and the geographic scope of the non-compete has varied from case to case and is dependent on the facts of each case. The new law changes this and changes other things. Here are my top 10 things to keep in mind about the new law. Number 1, new non-compete agreements are limited to 1 year from the date of termination, except under limited circumstances. Number 2, the law prohibits non-compete agreements with non-exempt employees, students, and minors. Non-exempt employees are generally considered hourly employees. Number 3, employers cannot enter into or enforce valid non-compete agreements against an employee who was laid off or let go without cause. Number 4, in order to enforce a non-compete agreement, the employer must pay the employee 50% of her base pay for the period of the non-compete restriction, unless the parties have agreed before entering into the agreement on a different amount. Number 5, employers must give a copy of any proposed non-compete agreement to any candidate for employment at the time the job offer is made and at least 10 days before the first day of work. Number 6, existing employees cannot be compelled to sign non-compete agreements during their employment unless they're paid additional consideration for the agreement. Number 7, the law covers both employees and independent contractors. Number 8, the law only applies to agreements entered into after October 1st of 2018. Number 9, even though the law doesn't apply to older agreements, it is sure to have an effect on the way lawyers argue about those agreements and judges decide whether the agreement is reasonable. Number 10, the law does not apply to agreements other than non-compete agreements. So it doesn't apply to non-solicitation agreements, non-employee rating agreements, or confidentiality agreements. Employers should have their non-compete agreements reviewed by a knowledgeable and experienced attorney to make sure that their agreements comply with the new law. Or, alternatively, they should attempt to have their attorneys draft alternative agreements, like non-solicitation agreements or confidentiality agreements that are not covered by the law. Employees should also have proposed non-compete agreements reviewed by an attorney for their own protection. Our attorneys at DeMora Smith have experience drafting non-compete agreements, enforcing them, and challenging their enforcement. Feel free to give us a call at 781-914-3777.